y'all. Where are you daring the universe to support your dreams? Let me see if I can fix my hair without screwing it up so bad. Um, StreamYard makes you look backwards, and so whenever I try to fix my hair, it just screws it up more. Okay, never mind. My hair is just gonna be fucked. Okay, so I was walking with my dad. My dad and I go on walks every day. It's good for me to like get up and get off my ass. Instead of being on Facebook all day, and it's really good for him, he's got some health issues. So we were walking the other day, and my dad is an amazing songwriter. He's written songs my entire life, passed that blessing and curse down to me. And he's an amazing songwriter. Like he writes the most beautiful songs, and he writes some really funny songs, and he writes some really fucked up songs. But he's written a lot of really good songs, and he has written a Christmas song that I played around Christmas. I did a video of me playing it this year and or last year, and he really wants to shop it around and see if he can get a major artist to pick it up, and because it's an original Christmas song, and it's really good. And we were talking, and he was saying, that's why I'm always buying lottery tickets, because if I win the lottery, then I'm gonna have my song like done in a studio so that I can pitch it in Nashville, because it's like a countryish song. And I was like, Dad, like, you have money in your retirement account that we could spend to get this done. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I would rather like have extra money, to do it. And this was one of those times where like the universe just kind of like spit through me and was like, you know, you're it's like you're daring the universe. You're daring God. He's Christian, so I'll phrase it in his words. I'm like, you're daring God to make this happen for you. And I think God is looking at you and saying, I gave you the talent, I gave you the inspiration, and I gave you, this beautiful song that you've written, and I gave you the sense to make good investments and have an IRA. So you have everything to make this dream come true. Why in the hell are you waiting on winning the lottery to make it happen? You have everything that you need. And it got me thinking, I think a lot of us do that, like we're scared to take the leap and go do what it is that we want to do and what we're really excited about. And so we put all these conditions on it, and we're like, well, when this happens, then I'll make that investment, or when this happens, I'll, make that leap, I'll start doing, something to work toward this dream. And so often it's bullshit, it's stuff that conditions we're placing on it because we're afraid, right? And so I was listening to an old mentor talk about sales objections. I'm doing sales objections in my Soulful Sales Academy this week. And she was talking about how, like, any objection isn't real. And I don't take it that far. Like there's real objections, and then there's things that really are just pure fear. And the magic is when you know how to support someone in figuring out what's real and what is just bullshit, right? And then seeing if there's something that you can work through. But she was talking about, like, one of the techniques that she uses is to say, okay, so you say that you can't afford this or whatever, like you can't do this right now. What happened to you? When's another time that help showed up and you didn't take it? You asked for help, and the help that showed up, you didn't take it for whatever reason, because you thought you didn't have the time or you didn't have the money or whatever. And she said that she would just ask people this question, and she said invariably what you find is that what you're asking for, the help you're asking for, what you're asking for doesn't show up in the way that you think it should. And all too often, we pass up chances to pursue our dreams, or to go after what we want, or to recognize, like, this is the thing I've been asking for. It just showed up in a different package. Like, well, what am I going to do? Am I just going to let it go away, or am I going to try to work with it? So it really got me thinking about the times that I've done that. And it's like they don't show up the way that we want them to, and we want it to show up and be easy. And rarely is it easy. It's just but it shows up, and it's what we need, but it's not what we want. So it reminds me of the story of, like, the person that is on top of their roof in rising floodwaters, and they're praying for a miracle. They're praying to God, the universe, whatever, to come and save them. And like a boat comes along, of rescuers, and is like, "Hey, dude, get off your roof. Come get in the rescue boat." And then he's like, "No, God's gonna save me." And then a helicopter comes by and they try to rescue him, but he's like, "No, God's gonna save me." And like the whole time, God, the universe, spirit, whatever, is like, I sent you all these ways. I sent you all this help, but because you're expecting it to show up in a specific way, like you're gonna end up fucking drowning. Like you're not gonna get what you want. So I just wanted to do a live about this. It actually came to me to do this live while I was in the fucking grocery store, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go home and like chill out and do this. But I would love to know, like, where are you daring spirit, God, universe, whatever your belief is, where are you daring it to support you? Where are you, have you drawn a line in the sand and say, well, I want to do this, but I'm not going to do it until you provide me with X, Y, and Z. And I would love to hear like where you've done this in the past and like what's happened, when you just kind of like, okay, well, I've done everything I'm going to do and the rest is out of my hands. I'm just going to wait for a sign, or I'm going to wait for this perfect, opportunity. And I can think of a couple like from my own life. Like I started an off-grid home, back in 1999, and I was making like very good progress on it for, the fact that I'd never built a home before, and I was learning all this shit from like books and videos. But I was making a good go of it, and it got hard, and I wasn't in the right place like mentally and spiritually to keep going with a project that big. And instead of up leveling myself and stepping up to the challenge, I walked away, and I look back, and I also let, what other people thought about me and my project. I knew it was brilliant. I knew it was like the right thing to do. And 2020 definitely showed me that I was on the right track. Like dealing with being dependent on grid power, being dependent on other people for my food, being dependent on other people for my water doesn't make any sense to me. Like being off grid really makes sense. And if I hadn't given up on my dream, if I had taken it as an opportunity to up level myself and like risen to the challenge, I would be such a different person today. And like I'm fucking awesome, but like I would be even more of a fucking badass if I had done that, back then, instead of just being like, well, I mean, I don't have the help I need. Like, bitch, go find the fucking help you need. And the other place that, and this also goes back to, I was talking about how like our dreams really are sacred, and we can't, like when we trivialize our dreams, like, we don't know like how much our dreams, us going after our dreams, what they're going to do for other people, and there were people that were inspired by me building an off-grid house. There were people that never even heard of sustainable living and sustainable technology, and they knew about it because of me, right? And if I had pursued that, I would have had my house and I could have inspired so many other people, but instead I let what other people thought about my dream steal my joy, from it, and like didn't take the opportunity to level up and really go after it and do what I needed to do to grow as a person, to be the kind of person that was going to do whatever it took to get her dream. So thank you guys for watching live. Thanks to anybody who's watching on the replay. Let me know, when has help shown up and you're like, no, that's not the help I want. And I really believe that like spirit, the universe, source, God, whatever, is screaming at us like, okay, maybe it's not sorry, maybe it's not the help that you want, but maybe it's really the help that you need, So I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think about all this, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. I took a social media respite, and it was wonderful, but it's cool to be back on and seeing what everybody's up to, and happy Monday.